Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Beyond Parody. I'm your host, Dan Dillon, and I'm joined by Robin Garfield.
I'm here. Hello.
She's my co-host. And Mr. B, our tech guru.
Happy almost fall, everyone.
This week, we don't have like a big news story that's just like, oh, we have to talk about this to lead things off. So we just have a bunch of craziness. And I think that's what the show really is about, is the news so crazy that you can't believe it's not satire. And one of my favorite pictures of the week is Greta Thunberg's new haircut. Thunberg?
Thunberg. Greta Thunberg. Oh my gosh.
And I
her little Prince Adam heart.
I don't even know where this came from, how this happened, but we are now at the stage where this particular, let me get her picture up here.
Did you get this haircut on the boat to Palestine, or is this after the boat?
No, it is a home haircut. I will tell you that.
Oh my goodness. I'm like trying to. Does she have a fanny pack on? Like, what's going on with around her waist? I looked at this.
I don't know what that is, but I will tell you, as someone who has given herself her own. Her own haircuts. That is a home haircut. That is Greta with a glass of wine on a Friday night with a pair of scissors looking in the mirror going, yeah, bangs would be good. And then
how do you make that haircut? It's like dull scissors. It has to be, they have to be dull because they're definitely not cutting on a straight line. Is she in a stage? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what she's doing? But is she in a stage where she's taking testosterone or something and trying to become a man? Know. Like, I don't mean that to be mean. They think that stuff is cool, you know? Like, they're all down for that stuff. I'm just being honest. Like, is she? I'm guessing her pronouns are still she.
Whatever she wants them to be. The look on her face in this unfortunate photo, the memes that have been generated from this, the whole thing, the hair, the face, the shirt, the boat, bless her heart.
I had way too much time on my hands, so I went ahead and made this little transition video on Instagram and posted it to Instagram.
I have not seen this. I'm very excited about this.
So you guys can watch Greta Thunberg transitioning from herself into He-Man.
If you're just listening to this, you've got to go online and watch this little thing that Dan's made
on Instagram.
She stands up and she's Prince Adam. If you don't know who Prince Adam is, that is He-Man.
I have the power.
Oh,
do you guys know about the hey yeah I said hey thing, the original like meme on the internet?
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh yes, I know what you
He-Man,
mean. The He-Man
with the song.
It's so good.
What's the name of that? I don't even know the name of the actual song. I don't even know,
but we've watched all of them on YouTube. If you don't know what we're talking about, go onto YouTube and search for He-Man. Hey yeah, parody video.
But there was actual. Originally, it was from like I'm talking about like 1999, 2000 time frame. Somebody bought the URL, and I believe they still own it. It's like hey yeah .com. It's something like that. It's very long. It's the longest URL you'll ever see. And when you go to it, it just plays this video of that song playing behind, and they did they synced it up so it looks like He-Man is singing the song. And it's honestly like A+ entertainment. Wholesome A+ entertainment.
Wholesome A+. Yeah, you're absolutely. Yeah, that is internet gold. My kids love them. Yeah, the memes coming out about this Greta haircut, they were fuel for my happiness this week. And she's going to Israel. Her boat got blown back, so she was on a sailboat. Did you hear about this? And then the winds overcame them, so then they had to get on like a diesel powered boat to go. It's just such a defeat to go once again get kidnapped by the idea.
Time. Yeah, this is the second
time.
But for those who can't see the screen, I mean, she literally looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. Like, just imagine Greta Thunberg's face, but more masculine now than it used to be. Like, she looks like.
Is it like Prince Valiant from Spaceballs? Yes. Is that the right movie?
No, Prince Valiant's got his own. Isn't that the old comic strip, Prince Valiant, that used to run a serial in my?
I don't know the prince's name in Spaceballs, but yes, the one who is marrying Vespa. and yawning while he was marrying her. He has that same haircut. I mean, there's tons of people that we've found that have this particular haircut. It's like a minstrel haircut from the 1200s or something like that.
It's the end game of socialism. I want someone to make that meme. Like socialism in a nutshell, just a terrible haircut with a stupid shirt with a bad, like.
Speaking of memes, there's the biggest meme. I mean, it was the meme heard around the world, I would say, this week. If you are in the know, you're in the know. But Apple has a new show, and a meme came out of it. The show is insane. It's so stupid. Like, I mean, it's called The Savant. I think it's a movie, not a show. And the basic premise is, I'll summarize for you. There's this woman, Jessica Chastain plays this woman who. She has a job, and it's like this thing in the trailer. What's mommy's job? And her job is she goes online late at night, locks herself in the room, and then browses Twitter basically and finds right-wing accounts and like brings them to justice for being the crazy evil people that they are. And so in the trailer, they show flashes of like the people that she's looking for. Like she's like your online mom. She's the online internet mom.
Karen.
She's the online Karen mom. And they're calling her the Savant. Like she's got this important job. Like this is every Redditor's literal dream.
It is. It's a fantasy. And it was created by a woman. Like I think it's a German woman is the showrunner for this show. It's just, the memes have been amazing coming out about this.
So this picture, if you are watching, is Jessica Chastain late at night, locked in her room, just kind of like analyzing posts on social media. And there's like a reflection of the computer in her screen. And she's obviously contemplating and thinking about something deeply. So everybody started posting all these different things that she could possibly be thinking in her mind as she's scrolling X. And like, because we are all the people that she'd be looking at, right? Like, I mean, it's like Not the Bee is an account that she would be looking
watching
at.
This show right now. This is Meta. She's watching us. Well, I guess she's on X and she's hearing all the extreme things we're saying.
And honest, and the extreme things, obviously, that Apple is going for, whoever made the show. Apple didn't actually make the show. They just funded it. But whoever actually made this movie, obviously the things that they think are going to be extreme are like people talking about going to church on Sunday, like trigger words, dog whistles for like
misgendering.
Yeah, misgendering for whatever, Christian nationalism or you know what they consider to be neo-Nazi behavior, which is just simply like having respect for yourself and your country. Oh, here's the actual image of the Savant, the trailer. I won't show the whole trailer because we're probably going to get dinged by YouTube if we do, I would imagine. But you have to go look up the Savant's trailer because you can't believe, like you watch it and it's so transparent exactly what the point. She's married to a black guy and then all of the bad guys are white hicks with guns. Like that's like, and it's like, she's not going to go after though any of the Muslim terrorists or any of the people who are like harming children online or any of the people who are, you know, because they can't say anything negative about any demographic except for white males.
Yeah.
It's the only demographic that you can portray in a negative light on any form of media at all. So it's like, we are the bad guys. So she's searching the internet.
Jessica Chastain is beautiful. I think she's
here are the bad guys. I'm scrolling down through them. Okay. Normal looking guy from church.
Militant.
This guy honestly looks a little crazy.
No beard.
This guy's just
redhead.
Like, dude. Oh yeah. Look, jawline. You see the jawline? He might play baseball. Look at these guys, you know, they got their stash. Look at this, shooting guns. Oh man, look at this. He's got an American flag with bullets.
What do all of these people have in common?
Oh, and then look at her husband, you know, and he's consoling her because look how she's so sad. She just saw a Not the Bee post. Look.
It is, you know what? I'm a free market capitalist. If people watch it and it goes big, more power to you. But 5 people are going to watch this. So
here's her memes. Based on what? You know, this is her looking at this. Who are these white boys and why do they seem to love summer so much? They keep posting GM.
I don't get that one. Oh.
Good morning.
Oh.
Good morning, friends. That whole thing. They protest against the deportation of illegals to foreign countries, yet wave flags of the same foreign countries. That these protests. Interesting. That the Homeland Security actually posted that meme. They continuously monitor the situation of Domino's and Papa John's near the Pentagon. Fascinating. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's a great meme. That is a great meme.
It's
very happy about
that. Big. It's going to be huge. The next Breaking Bad. I'm predicting it right now.
Oh, the Savant, the movie?
Yeah. It's a movie.
Yeah, I will not. I can't even fathom sitting down to watch that and thinking that but it's like these people, they're addicted to feeding themselves their own narrative over and over again. They get high off of it or something like that. It's like they can't live in reality. I don't understand that at all.
I'm surprised they didn't cast you, Dan. You're a bearded white guy. They could have.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying is that, I mean, it's made after accounts just like ours. Yeah. The accounts that are quote unquote spreading hate by reporting the truth in reality. You know, like, I mean, I'm sure that chick from that movie would be so upset about somebody questioning vaccine efficacy, or however you say it.
Yeah. You said it.
Efficacy, is that the right way to say it?
Yeah, that's the
word. You got RFK right now out there defending or going against the vaccines on Capitol Hill right now, right?
Yeah. Making
some good points.
Yeah, some good points.
What do you mean? You're an RFK skeptic? What are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like 2 truths and a lie. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. He says 2 interesting things that I'm like, yeah, I get behind. And then 1 crazy thing, like cell phones are irradiating children. And I'm like, I don't know about that, you guys. I don't know.
He's saying what needs to be said about the COVID stuff in front of the people who need it to be said.
Yeah. Obviously, COVID vaccine for sure. The rest of it, we can talk about that.
Yeah, I think somebody jumped on him yesterday online because I guess he said I guess during the COVID trials they did blind trials with placebos with the vaccine versus not the vaccine, and the people that got the vaccine actually 24% more of them died within the 3-year study or something like that than didn't get the vaccine. He was getting hate about that. I don't remember what it was, about the percentage. It was only like 16 people or something like that. And they're like, oh, you can't. But it's like, if the vaccine was supposed to stop you from getting COVID, the vaccine was supposed to stop you from getting COVID. Don't take, I don't know. It obviously never did, right? Like the vaccine never stopped the spread. And it was on Bill Maher. That's where it was that he had that conversation. That's a really good clip that we should actually share.
Yeah, I saw him talking. I think it's good to be very skeptical about the COVID vaccines. Him sowing a lot of doubt amongst the other ones I have issues with, because they're very different things, and we can parse out different types of vaccines. And killing mRNA funding at the CDC, I also think is dumb. Like, that's cancer research. So just because it has a scary name that people, we've been doing mRNA stuff for 30 years. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But
is it appropriate to ask all of us here on this podcast if we got the vaccine?
What do you mean? Us?
Dan, did you get
all of us
vaccine?
We are proud to be a family that does not support the vaccine.
I got the first round of Moderna because I was working in a newsroom where it was constantly being like, who's been vaccinated? They weren't asking outright if we'd been shot up, but it was like a very peer pressure thing. And I'm very susceptible to peer pressure. So I got 1 round of Moderna like a year after everybody else did.
Was Moderna the one that you only needed to get one
no,
shot?
I was supposed to go back 4 weeks later and get another one.
And now you're going to turn into a mutant.
Because
you didn't get that second one. The first one makes you a mutant. The second one keeps you from fully developing into the mutant.
I could kill for a third arm or a third eye.
This is what I was talking about. Let me present this real quick because this is a really strong point. So the conversation went like this. So I won't show the whole clip, but RFK went on Bill Maher. He's kind of doing a whole publicity thing ahead of his Capitol Hill appearance that is happening today. And RFK said, if you look at the studies of the Pfizer vaccine, the people who got the vaccine had a 23% higher death rate from all causes. And Maher's response to that was, well, but that could be the disease itself. And then RFK's response, rightfully so, is, well, then the vaccine doesn't work, does it? It's like, that's the whole point, right? Like, yeah. It's like, well, it could have been the disease itself. It's like, well, yeah, but you got vaccinated. Like, what the heck was the vaccine for? And Bill Maher can't even see. Bill Maher's usually a pretty good critical thinker. He can't even see that lack of awareness in his question.
Sure. Yeah. I think it was good for elderly and people with comorbidities that they were pushing it on healthy people under 60 and children was insane.
Robin, I would say this. I don't actually even know that it was good for people with comorbidities and the elderly. I honestly don't know that it did anything. It wouldn't surprise me at all to find out that it's just water in a vial. Honestly, I'm not joking. Like, I really don't know that they actually did anything.
I think there's decent data that show that it definitely kept the most extreme cases from morphing into.
But you're believing the data from the people who also told you the other things about COVID, like that masks work. Like you're picking and choosing what data to believe.
Well, yeah, because I've read some of the metadata studies on the vaccine. They're different studies. They're done by
studies that are done on masks that say that masks work.
Yeah, and they were bad studies. And the studies that were done on the vaccine, there have been some good studies done. You have to parse out the different sets of data, the different data points.
But they're all being funded by the same people and propped up in the same journals.
A million different methodologies for studies, a million different ways of doing metadata and peer review.
It's really hard. What I'll say is this, that if there's no other devastation from what happened during COVID, what the devastation is that it caused me and many others like me to not be able to trust a single thing from a scientific journal ever. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that people aren't actually doing scientific research that's good and real.
Right.
It just means that I'm not qualified to know what is and isn't real because they're obviously willing to lie.
You just have to be able to not throw all the babies out with all the bathwater. And I still am very, very pro-vaccine when it comes to childhood scheduled vaccines. I have been a longtime proponent of, measles, mumps, rubella, all of this. I think the data has been there for 50, 60 years. And then you start getting into if this didn't work, and the CDC did this to themselves. They did, and you're 100% right, Dan. They ruined their credibility. But there is still science that works, and there is still medical data that's right.
My dad is a data point that suggests the opposite, that the vaccine is actually more harmful than otherwise. He got the vaccine and then ended up in the hospital almost dying with all these blood clots in his lungs.
Oh my gosh.
And so it's like, well, I don't think that the vaccine had a net positive effect. And I don't know, and I'm not saying it didn't, but I don't know that it had an effect that even lowered the effects of COVID. I don't know that. I honestly don't know because
I got COVID the first time and I ended up in the ER on oxygen. I was 38 weeks pregnant and and I had a round of Moderna, but it hit me so hard that they almost induced labor because my baby stopped moving and I had to be on oxygen and an IV drip for about 12 hours because my lungs couldn't breathe. It was awful. And then I've had it 4 times.
Here's a question for you. Are we allowed to even talk about this stuff on YouTube now? Is YouTube going to not allow this conversation to happen? I mean, it's like, are we still under a surveillance state where you're not allowed to say anything negative about the vaccines? Are we still like that? Because I mean that, and again, that just lends you to believe even more that the vaccines are, if you silence critics, it means that you're not telling the truth typically, right? Yep. You can allow the critics to talk if you're telling the truth. You don't care because the truth is the truth and you'll eventually reach the truth and everybody will reach the truth eventually.
I agree that we shouldn't silence critics. I think there are some very dumb critics on all sides of this. I think let them talk and hang themselves.
But the only people who silence critics, to my point, the only people who actually try to silence critics are the people who are wrong because they're afraid that people will find out that they're wrong. If you're right, people will eventually find out that you're right and you don't need to silence critics. Not to say that every single person who silenced critics in the world has always been right, but or wrong, excuse me.
I think this idea that if we're not supposed to talk about it, then it must be true. It's a little bit of a false equivalency. I think there's a lot of dumb stuff that people believe that I don't find very useful to talk about. Doesn't mean, again, I'm not going to silence them, but I don't think they need to be platformed. Again, it's this like, oh, well, you're trying to kill their First Amendment. Like, no, anybody can go on X and talk about all you want. It doesn't mean I have to think you're right. It doesn't mean I have to say that what you're saying is smart.
What we're seeing right now in Britain is they think that you just shouldn't be allowed to talk.
Jeez, did you hear about the guy that got arrested coming off the airplane, the comedian?
And that's what I was going to bring up now. I mean, it is absolutely insane what's going on in Britain right now. And sometimes our perception of what's going on in Britain, I feel like, is a little bit off from reality. I visited London and the surrounding area in 2022, and I was kind of I did not necessarily want to take my family there, but they also have to see the world. And we decided to go make this trip there for a couple of days. And we were expecting the absolute worst because of everything that we'd seen online. And then we got there and it was actually really nice. It was we stayed in areas, of course, that aren't bad areas of the city. But we didn't see any types of violence. Everybody, it was predominantly Europeans walking around. Like, we didn't see just the huge migrant influx that we were expecting. People weren't getting stabbed by knives crossing every single road. And so we kind of sometimes over focus on some of these issues, I think, but I don't think that's happening anymore. I honestly believe that even in the 3 years since I've been gone, the migrant influx has just been skyrocketing so much that it is a fundamentally different country than it was even 3 years ago. And the
hypocrisy of the speech stuff is insane.
It is. And so this guy, what's his name?
Leighton.
G. Linner. What's his actual name? That's his handle. But let me share. This is J.K. Rowling's post about it that kind of went viral.
So great.
Love J.K. Rowling. So J.K. Rowling had this to say: "What the bleep has the UK become? This is totalitarianism, utterly deplorable." So this was a
his
comedian.
Name is Grand Lineham,
and he made 3 tweets that were kind of lightly what the left would call transphobic, I guess. And
very lightly.
I think it was a retweet, a tweet, and a mention, and something in his Substack. Yeah, his Substack is right here. Oh no, this was just him responding to it. In a country where pedophiles escape sentencing, where knife crime is out of control, where women are assaulted and harassed every time they gather to speak, the state has mobilized 5 armed officers to arrest a comedy writer. I mean, it's insane. His tweets were very mild. I don't see them here in this thread for us to look at it, but they were just jokes about trans people, trans women. Is it a trans woman if it's a man that changes to a woman? Yes, right?
I like how a trans identifying man is how I think the best way to put it is. If it's a man who wears a dress, that's what we call
a dude in a dress. Dudes in dresses, still have male anatomy. It's just a joke about that. Like so many comedians in the United States have told. Ricky Gervais actually has told a really, really funny, really raunchy joke about that, about punching them in the special area.
The specials.
And so, in the UK right now, they literally, and then last week, I don't know if, I don't remember if you guys talked about this in our show last week, but the girl who had the machete defending herself.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And she's the one who gets arrested. Mm-hmm. And you have the little boy who is waving a UK flag and he gets arrested, an 11-year-old boy. What's up with the UK flag thing, by the way? Nobody is allowed to display the UK flag. Is that?
Yeah, they've been going around at night and hanging up the St. George flag, the St. George, the Red Cross and the UK flag, because they were taking them down, calling them racist or whatever, xenophobic, to hang the
We're like one step behind here in America with everything that's happening over there.
Well, we were one step behind, and if Kamala had won the presidency, we would be right there still. Now we've kind of made this alternate timeline where I think there's a little bit of a delay, but the problem is that the Democrats have made it very clear that this is the type of stuff that they love. I mean, you've got Tim Walz basically, doing his press tour this week, talking about how like he supports this type of stuff. Like he supports the Canadians taking away people's guns. He supports the UK taking away people's speech rights because this is all dangerous and threats to democracy and stuff like that. So these are all people who would. This is the target demographic for watching that movie, The Savant, on Apple TV.
She should go to England. They should do The Savant in England, UK edition, and have her go find people who are. What I want to know about this story about the comedian is, how did they know he was coming to England enough to go? Like, how did all of these? How are they so self-consumed with who's posting what? It seems like such a massive drain of resources. And he said, I listened to an interview, that he knows that someone turned him in and he knows who it was. But like, how did they know when he was coming? How did they get his flight information? That seems very personal. Like that they were able to get all of his travel itinerary data and then meet him at the airport when he landed. Not just arrest him on the street, but like to know that he was coming in.
Well, I mean, it was like very similar to like the arrest of Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it's like, when you land in an airport and then the people show up and nobody else is allowed off the plane.
It was a huge case,
like you're some sort of violent threat to the people that are on the plane.
Yeah, it was crazy to me.
It's all about the show.
Story, and then he ends up going to the hospital because while he was under police interrogation, his blood pressure spiked to like 200, and so they put him in the hospital. And then now, did you see that this morning this morning in London, he was awaiting his hearing. He's wearing a sandwich board that says there is no such thing as a trans child. In front of the courthouse in London. Like he's swinging into it. There's no apologies. There's no backing down.
I mean, this is people need to stand up, and the UK is at a boiling point where it's like at some point in time, are they going to stand up for themselves at all? But they don't. They certainly don't have. They're not armed. They can't really do much over there. So I don't know exactly what it is that they can do, but the people of the UK who actually believe in the traditional UK, not the new UK, need to stand up for themselves and stand up for their citizens. And it's just literally insane. One of their provinces or territories or whatever you call it in Canada. What's the technical relationship between Canada? Is it they're part of the Commonwealth?
Yeah, they're a part of the Commonwealth. I mean, they're self-governed. They're
self-governed part of the Commonwealth.
The crown. Yeah.
Is that called like a province, or is it just simply called a part of the Commonwealth? What are they called?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's an official. There's
some sort of official thing. So anyway, the one of the most repulsive and horrible things I've heard in a long time came out of this press conference in Canada. And for those who don't know, there have been two situations over there recently. One was a man that was executed in front of his family during a home invasion, and the other one was a 3-year-old girl who was sexually assaulted by an intruder viciously. I mean, to the point that I don't want to go into any of the details about it because it makes my stomach sick. And this is what the police chief has to say to the people of Canada that is absolutely indefensible. And I'm going to share it right now. It's unbelievable that this is what they're telling the public. When somebody breaks into your home, this is their advice to you.
Premier can make his own statement and his own mind up about that. What I would say is, as a police service, we'll follow the laws that are written. If the laws change, we'll change with the laws. But as it stands, we know the best defense for most people is to comply. As you've just heard, a number of safety recommendations will allow for those that are victimizing members in the community to leave and not harm anyone.
What?
So their best defense, he even used the word defense. His recommendation, your best defense is to comply with the person who's victimizing you.
It's just, there's no stat. I mean, the statistics show that is empirically false. Like,
I mean,
so much data behind that.
It's not even statistics. It's whatever, 10,000 years of written human history.
Right.
You don't comply when somebody's killing you. You don't comply. I mean, that's beyond Orwellian. I don't even think that Orwell would even write something that would have written something like that into one of his books, because it doesn't make any sense. Nobody would say that. That's like the stupidest thing anybody could possibly say. And this is a police chief. They're telling the public that the right course of action is to comply, go along with it, let them do what they're going to do.
Whatever they want.
At the end of it, you'll be free because we're not going to arrest you. And you're not going to hurt anybody else.
Do you think he believes that?
Well, he did.
Or is he told to say that?
My only defense of him is that at the beginning he did say our job is to comply with the laws as currently written, and this is how they're currently written. So he's indicating there a little bit. In fact, I'm surprised he wasn't arrested after sneaking that in, because he's indicating there, right, that the laws might need to be rewritten. That was kind of the suggestion there. But if I was a police officer in Canada right now, and there was a 3-year-old girl that got, raped, and then her father beat up the person who came into the house, I am not arresting the father. I'm not doing it. You can arrest me. You can send me to jail. You can do whatever the heck you want to me. Feed me to a moose, whatever you want to do.
Oh gosh.
I am not complying with that law. I'm not.
There is some, if we're going to parse it out, and I have told my kids this, if you're walking down the street and someone comes up to you and puts a gun in your face and says, give me your wallet, give them anything they ask for. Nothing is worth your life in that moment. But if somebody comes into my house and is assaulting my family, like you said, Dan, this is a totally different scenario than just trying to get rid of someone in public who wants even your car or whatever.
And what you teach your kids before they're able to be armed themselves is different than what you would do yourself. If I was carrying a gun and somebody pulled a gun on me, I would not comply. I would defend myself.
Right.
Whether I was at home or not, whether I was in a state that allowed me to do it legally or not. if I had a gun on me, I would defend myself because that would be my natural inclination, because we're human beings. So it would be my natural inclination. Then I would have to deal with whatever the consequences were of defending myself in a state that didn't allow it.
But you're alive.
But I'm alive. Exactly.
But coming into like the right to retreat, the right to the castle laws, all of these things in the U.S., they're a deterrent for crime, and there is data that prove that these are effective at deterring dangerous and violent criminals from coming into your home. And in states where they don't have this, where you're just supposed to kind of lay down like a doormat and take anything, I guarantee if somebody comes in my house, they are not going to like what happens, regardless of what they're coming in for. If they come in uninvited like a vampire, we're watching a lot of Buffy right now, so there might be some vampire references throughout the show. But
nice.
Unless you've been invited into my home, if you come in uninvited, you might get a stake through your heart.
The key is to find a state that has those laws in place and there is no income tax. And Dan, I believe you live in one of those states. Congratulations.
I do live in one of those states. I'm lucky to live in one of those states. Yeah, Florida now also, just as a small little news story, Florida is also eliminating vaccine requirements for all kids to go to school, which is interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't need to go into the whole vaccine thing again, but I think that's a win. That's a win for people whose major motivation, especially, is to avoid these like massive high dose vaccines at young ages that the kids aren't ready for, regardless of whether or not the vaccines themselves stop you from getting measles or mumps or whatever. Putting them all into one shot and then telling the kids they have to take this shot, otherwise they can't go to school, and then everybody ends up with autism isn't a really great situation.
I don't know. I think if you're going to opt into a institution, if you don't want to go to public school, then you can opt out. There's always an opt out, but I definitely think that we need to. I mean, we're having measles outbreaks all over the place, and I would, but.
Sorry, my phone went off in the middle of that.
You had someone call you in the middle of my rebuttal.
I just texted Dan and said, stop arguing with Robin.
We can agree to disagree. Robin, if we lived in a world where we had the polio vaccine, the measles vaccine, whatever, and they were administered spaced far apart without anything else involved, the way that they were done previously in the 1970s and the 1980s and things like that, it's a completely different conversation from where we are at. It has nothing to do with the measles vaccine. It has to do with the fact that they're shoving all these other vaccines in there that you do or don't necessarily want.
Right. Well, it's
the only way to get it
as young as you possibly can. It's giving, like, I have a 1.5-year-old. I don't want her unvaccinated.
Oh no, it's not about the age that they have to take it. It's about all the other stuff that has to happen and how many they have to take over a very short period of time.
Yeah. I just look at the data, and we have a lot of data on all of these, especially combo vaccines. And I've read through a lot of it, and I've talked to a lot of people in and out of the medical profession.
Robin, are we having our first fight?
We might be.
I love this.
Okay, we can get into because vaccines is something that I have 5 children, and there's been a lot. Again, COVID really blew the lid off of a lot of suspicions that people had around vaccines. But there is metadata on the current vaccines, and just saying scary things like 72 doses, blah blah blah, it just is a scary word. But when you look at it, there are the harm reports that you go through, the vaccine injuries, all of these things are minimal. People, they're hiding the data because it's Pfizer.
I mean, you say that, but perfectly corresponding with the rise in multi-dose vaccines is the rise of autism.
But that's because of overdiagnosis. I mean, I have 2 kids who have been diagnosed with autism. To me. I have 2 children who have been diagnosed with autism after a 5-minute visit with the pediatrician.
Have you watched Love on a Spectrum? There's not.
No, but I've heard about this show and I want to watch it so bad. But literally diagnosed, given Adderall prescriptions after a 5-minute consultation with a pediatrician. These are not. 20 years ago, autism meant something. There was a really strict diagnostic criteria for autism in the DSM-5. And now it's kids who don't focus. They're autistic. Give them Adderall. The teachers don't want to deal with kids, especially little boys who can't focus. There is a 2,000% increase in autism diagnosis, and linking it to vaccines and the Wakefield thing, it's a very shaky foundation. Linking it to overdiagnosis, we have a lot. I mean, I have personal experience with this. Everybody I know has a kid who's been diagnosed with ADHD, autism, spectrum disorder, ASD. They used to call it Asperger's. I could write a book on this. I don't think it's the vaccines. I think it is a mass propensity to overdiagnose it because the school systems don't want to deal with wiggly kids, and we don't have a education paradigm that supports tactile learning, that supports out of the box thinking. It is 100% feminine coded now for little girls to sit and learn how to do 2 + 2 is 4, and little boys are getting just absolutely give them Adderall, it's not even Adderall, it's Focalin, it's so many different drugs. I know 50 different kids who are on whatever focus medicine. And I think I've read so many books. Jonathan Haidt talks about this in his recent, he did Coddling of the American Mind, but The Anxious Generation. Oh no, that's Abigail Schreier. But anyway, I've read a lot about this.
I'm glad that you have this opinion because we might be allowed to stay on YouTube now because that side of the debate was defended. So I think we're safe after you have that opinion.
I'm glad you guys aren't in the same room because I'd have to go there and separate you guys.
No, I respect people's opinions and views, and I've had a million conversations.
She respects my opinion, but I'm dead wrong.
No, I think there's a lot of conversations to be had about vaccines. And again, I think the CDC has lost so much credibility because exactly what you were saying with COVID and the lies that they were peddling about the vaccine and the propaganda and the Orwellian type of ways they were pushing it, the mandates and the vaccine cards and all of this crazy authoritarian stuff. It really ruined a lot of credibility, and it's a problem on so many levels.
So transitioning to a different topic that still has to do with something. Well, I don't know if this is happy or not, but we're going to go to we have a couple of blue-haired breakdowns this week. I love blue-haired breakdowns.
Was that my blue-haired breakdown?
You just had yours.
Blonde hair breakdown.
Blonde hair breakdown.
We're going to transition. One of them this week actually has blue hair, which is nice. But this one is the craziest one as far as being dramatic. Well, I have no idea what the context of this is, but there's a Democratic woman who has the podium at it looks like a town council meeting or something like that. And she just starts screaming about how we need trans people. And
I haven't seen this. I'm excited.
It is over the top. So let's take a watch and get Robin's natural reaction to this. No context. This is just a crazy person.
So excited.
She's not blue haired, but she is blue suited.
Is she a woman? She looks like a potato.
What is a woman?
I guess you don't know with what she's yelling about. Here we go.
Trans people belong here. We need trans people.
Oh my gosh.
Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people.
Oh, I want to be on her side of the issues.
We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong
mental
here.
illness.
We need trans people.
Can you imagine her poor husband if she has one?
I demand wings tonight. I demand wings. Give me wings tonight. Oh, it still just goes and goes and goes.
We need trans people.
Oh my gosh.
Trans people. You matter. You matter. And I am fighting for you.
She is.
She's a white savior.
She is
fighting for you.
Trans people, we love trans people. We need trans people, trans people, trans people.
Who is this winning over?
You know what? What's interesting is that she wasn't even singing that in 4/4 time. It was 7/12 time.
Did you pace her?
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Trans people, we love trans people. We need trans people, trans people, trans people. It's it was not that. I'm impressed.
It's not straight 4/4.
It's not straight 4/4.
7/8 and dotted rests.
Do you guys remember the old auto-tune the news where they used to actually put things like this? Not like this.
It's like a tool.
Yeah, someone should do that. Take this and make a song out of it. But
that guy with the guitar that does that for the crazy people, he's definitely going to do that. And I'm telling you, that's an interesting. That's an interesting
way to fight it.
No beat that he's going to come up with for that.
Oh. Yeah.
Dan, we should do one, bro.
That would be fun. It doesn't take that much effort. You just take it and you just quantize it and then put some stuff over it. You can use a little auto-tune to get it into whatever key you want, and it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And I could sing with my Scott Stapp voice. Trans people, we love trans people.
I'll do backup.
What's
I love when Robin does her Scott Stapp. That's great.
What's worse than Scott Stapp, which I know that a lot of people will be really upset about this, and I think maybe we've talked about this before, but man, I don't know why, but it just came up as a suggestion for me, and I don't like their new music at all, but Pearl Jam has some new music.
I was just thinking Eddie. I knew you were going to say Eddie Vedder.
I'm telling you, man, I can't understand a word that guy says.
Nobody ever can.
I listen to Better Man, and it's like, you can understand him in the chorus of Better Man. Like, you can understand him in that one segment. That's it for the entire career. He says, I'm still alive. Like, I can understand I'm still alive. I can understand
There's
that
whole
one
parody videos about Eddie Vedder singing that people will like try to dub over what it sounds kind of like bad lip reading. They'll like dub over the sound, the phonetic sounds he's making. Like I don't hate Pearl Jam. There are some Pearl Jam songs I like, but what is he saying?
Their music, their guitars especially, awesome.
Good. Yeah.
Have you guys seen those videos where they take a Pearl Jam song and they take phonetically what he's singing and they put in the LinkedIn profiles?
The
names. The names of the people that sound like Eddie Vedder words. It could be a whole emergent dialect, Eddie Vedderism. just this language of his.
So I promised you guys an actual blue hair breakdown this week. And
all right, I'm so ready for it. We need this.
Here's an actual blue-haired breakdown.
I have also not seen this one yet. Oh, with the bangs. You didn't even say she had bangs.
It's not.
I like it already.
I guess this is a, what do we call them? Trans woman? Dude in a dress? I have no idea. I can't tell.
With a septum piercing.
There we go.
Men, especially straight cis men, are inherently violent, and that is why the world is as up as it is. You cannot change my mind. I will die on this hill. There's just too much evidence and proof out there to persuade me otherwise.
This is in response, by the way, to trans person shooting up a school. But it's
bad timing, bro.
Straight cis men are the cause of all violence. Straight white men do commit violence. It does happen.
They're a large portion of the population. So, it does skew that way. Now, don't talk about per capita, but there's a lot of that going on.
Dan, just for fun, can we show the one with the crazy lib in the car? Just 5 seconds, just for fun.
Just for fun.
I think we showed this one before, though.
I don't know.
This one has been on here before.
Maybe it's worth a replay.
This one's from about 4 months ago, I think, that the original airing of this, but let's just bring it up.
I love it, though.
Some of them are evergreen.
Some of them are.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Her eyes. This one's got the craziest eyes.
He's in a car. For those who are watching or listening, he's in a car.
He didn't use his turn signal.
Can I please call you an ambulance? Do you have any thoughts of harming yourself?
Jeez, the cop, poor cop. I feel for this woman. Oh.
And then she's calm on her phone.
I feel for her. She's my spirit animal.
Where are you going?
Shut the fuck up.
If you keep calling 911, you could shut.
She's calling 911? Oh, bless this cop for keeping us cool.
People are breaking the law.
Oh my gosh.
You can hang out.
You can hang out. Okay, I'm gonna say this. She is my spirit animal because I drive about 40 miles a day, and every day something happens where this monologue plays out in my head. Like I feel her visceral rage. He didn't use his turn signal. Like, I'm on her side. I agree with this one. This is I like this clip. I like this woman. She's having a psychiatric emergency, but
have either of you ever had so much rage that you sort of acted that way in your entire life?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've gotten really mad in a car before. It wasn't around anybody else or directed at a police officer, but it was
it's a different
very,
level.
very, 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 very frustrated about things that have happened. But I mean, I actually don't know that's like some sort of mental illness on top of that, on top of just simply like banging your dashboard or
bipolar
whatever.
disorder.
That's like something else. So I don't know. I have gotten very, very mad at situations in my life. And
was it when Cinnamon Toast Crunch was discontinued?
Wait, it's been discontinued?
That has not happened. No. But it might cause that type of a reaction. Wait. No, that's my reaction if I go into a Krispy Kreme and the donuts aren't fresh.
I'm with you.
Fresh donuts.
Cold, fresh Krispy Kreme cut through space and time, but a 12-hour-old Krispy Kreme donut is just a fall from grace.
So a couple more things to just touch on before we go into our questions of the week with Mr. B. We blew up drug cartel shipment. That was pretty...
Yes, we did. We should have just complied, Dan, with that. We should have just complied and let them bring all the fentanyl into the country or whatever it was. Cocaine.
And so it's just, again, we talk about this every week, but every single week it happens. It's another big national news story where Democrats are defending the bad guys, right? Like, it's always, well, they didn't have a trial by jury and all this other stuff. And it's like, if the government knows, the military knows that they are what their purpose is and what they're trying to do with the transport of that ship, and they shoot it down, it's like, I think it's the right thing to do. If it's illegal to do and the intent is there and they know it and they can prove that, I mean, it's like, these people are not innocent people. And then all the defenses of all the different people, the Maryland dad being the perfect example of the people that are, like
Maryland dad.
They keep publishing all these articles like ICE. There was one, I think it was Philadelphia this week. ICE detains award-winning musician or something like that. And then it turns out that this award-winning musician has been convicted 4 times of like child sex abuse or something like that.
I read that whole story. Like, it was so awful.
It's not ICE. ICE captures dangerous criminal on the street who's been preying on the children of Philadelphia. It's ICE arrests
Taylor Swift,
renowned musician.
Yeah.
And that's the way that they...
It's such bad messaging. They don't have they can condemn legally, this wasn't done legally, but to side always with the criminals is just not their approval ratings are in the tank, and that's why.
Well, they're complicit too. I would say they're complicit with any violence that happens towards an ICE officer across the country, whether that was in Los Angeles during that time or any other time where somebody is targeted. The reason these ICE officers have to wear masks on their faces is because of the incorrect targeting of them in the media. Like they're creating false narratives that make people think that these are awful, awful people. Right. And obviously it's completely bogus. But
also ICE recruitment is going up, up, up. They're getting more and more people every day. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I agree with you. The Democrats just need to work on picking one issue where they can be on the good side of it.
And they're never on the good side of it. They're always defending the person who turns out to be, typically it's the person who turns out to be a child sex abuser, which is weird.
Whoops.
Trump's a genius. He has their number.
He is constantly forcing them to take the worst possible position on stuff. And it's just so crazy. Funny to watch.
The other crazy story that's happening this week is that 7 people now in Germany's AfD party have died in the weeks leading up to the election. I think 4 of them within a couple of days of each other.
Weird.
And, the German right-wing party, the AfD party, is the most popular party in polling in Germany right now. And obviously the liberals are in control of the country, and you have these candidates who are very popular and they're just dropping down dead all at the same time.
Do we know if Hillary Clinton is in Germany?
She must.
Are they dying of COVID?
Story. It's a really big news story, and all the deaths are all, so far as I can tell right now, just kind of generic, died unexpectedly type deaths. Like, it's how it's being reported in the news. This is kind of still a developing story, so I don't know if by the time that
Very weird.
Even tomorrow when this episode comes out, I'm not sure that we'll have any answers as to exactly what's going on over there. But it's definitely not coincidence. It's like, it's just people who are using their brains and can see things. It's like, and the reason that the AfD is a threat to the left is because they say it's a threat to democracy. These people want to undermine people's ability to vote, which is really what they want. Is they want to get rid of immigrants, and they want to get rid of immigrants' ability to have influence in the government there.
Right.
And that's violent and whatever bad. So again, the left wing, whether it's Democrats in the United States or anywhere in the world, they're always jumping to the defense of the people who are not innocent. And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
And there's going to be a backlash, and it's going to be interesting, especially in Germany right now, who they are the highest GDP producer in Europe, as far as I know, and their economy, because of all of the immigrants they brought in, and due to some other, like more of they're leaning into socialism, and they're leaning into more of these entitlement programs, their economy is collapsing. So this next election is going to be very important in Germany. And this whole story, if you haven't read about it, go on Not the Bee and check out some of the updates on it, because it's pretty chilling. And I expect a full investigation on what's going on. And I expect all the answers to come, into the light. I'm sure we'll know everything. Another
interesting thing that kind of hit my newsfeed this week, and it actually doesn't necessarily seem completely accurate to me, but I'll just pull this up here. I found it on Twitter, and I quote tweeted it.
If it's on Twitter, it's real.
It's a news article. I actually don't know. I could look this up and see exactly where it was published, but it says abortion may account for all of the decline in births. So basically saying that this birth rate decline could all be accountable to abortion. I actually talked to ChatGPT about this, and ChatGPT agreed with this and said that I think it's something like 1.2 million abortions were predicted in 2024 in the United States. They don't have the actual numbers yet. And, there were 3.9 million births, which is an all-time low since
crazy
the middle of last century. And so it's like 25% of that was abortions. And so it's like if you add those abortions back to actually being births, then yes, it would more than change our replacement rate that we have in the United States. The problem that we have with replacement rate, you need 2.1 births per person or something like that, and we're at 1.6 right now.
1.6,
and if you add the babies back in that were aborted, you're right at 2.1.
That's awful.
And of course, it snowballs beyond that too, because those babies then later can also contribute. So it's it's a reverse snowball effect to not be aborting these children. And it's really sobering and eye-opening to realize that. But I honestly don't believe that the birth rate issue is because of abortion, because abortion actually for a long time has actually been decreasing in the United States. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
I saw something like that.
Or at least in the very short term, it's been staying steady, but the birth rate decline has been accelerating. And the birth rate is calculated as a percentage of current population. So it's not even a situation where, it's declining exponentially because the kids who would have been having babies were aborted sometime in the past, because the statistic is actually calculated off of today's numbers. But the rate of the decrease in birth rate is accelerating right now.
Yeah.
Whereas abortion numbers are actually decreasing or staying steady for the most part over the last 5 to 7 years. So I was just going to say, I don't think it accounts for all of it. I think that there's something else going on, and I think that something else going on is the access to things on the internet that kind of make you not necessarily need to find a woman and settle down because you feel comfortable and whatever. You got what you need. You get what you need off the internet, and that's not just straight up like pornography. That's these chatbots, AI.
Yeah.
People are getting their emotional and physical needs met by artificial means now.
It's crazy. There's now I keep talking about the DSM-5 because one of my sons this week got a copy of it, my teenager, because he wanted to learn more about mental health issues. And we found one current in there that is a diagnostic of people who can't differentiate between online and real relationships. This is now a growing mental disorder.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, here's the tweet that I put up. I thought I had added this to the screen earlier, and I hadn't. So I don't know where that article originated from, but it says abortion may account for all decline of all births, and it's 2 cute little babies.
You can't show me babies.
I'm sorry, Robin.
You should have 4 more, Robin.
I should have 4 more. We can't. We're drowning. We're drowning in babies. We've done our part. I think you're right, Dan. And it's a much larger conversation. I think abortion definitely plays into the cultural aspect of it. I think we have just devalued families and devalued motherhood. I think the feminist movement over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years has really had a large part to play in this, that now family is more of an accessory than a necessity. And I have seen this happen. So even in my own social circles, I don't think that means every woman needs to have 40 kids. I think family planning is important, but I think the emphasis in our culture needs to be placed again on the value of families. I mean, I have 5 kids, and there is nothing in the world that brings me more joy than being with my kids. I would quit this podcast tomorrow if it was getting in the way of me parenting my kids and being a good mom. They're all at school right now, and the little ones are with my husband. But I think we need to there's just such a large conversation that needs to be had. I think abortion has just kind of led to the casuality of life and relationships, and it's having kids again has become an option, not a necessity anymore.
What's the future going to be though? Like, is Elon going to get involved in figuring out a way to artificially grow babies like in the Matrix?
No, Brave New World.
What's going to happen? Like being right now, I mean, Japan is one of the worst. The United States is getting pretty darn bad, but we aren't meeting our replacement rates for births, and it's only getting worse. It's not getting better. It's definitely not going to get better.
This is idealistic of me, and this is 100% with my Pollyanna glasses on. I think we could achieve it through messaging. I think if we can grab the wheel again and promote motherhood and make it look
I think you
beautiful.
can only do that though in the church. I don't think that you can do that outside of the church.
I know, but even if you could do it on a secular level, because I have so many friends who are atheists or non-religious.
But secular people won't promote that. They won't promote that.
I know,
That's
but there needs to be an emphasis on
of their existence.
I know.
They think that there's too many people and climate change is bad.
Right. The fundamental beauty of raising children and the miracles that you can see in your life and the family structure as a whole, and emphasizing the joy of sitting on the couch on a Friday night watching goofy videos with your husband and your kids. Like, I have so many friends who are mothers who have children who constantly tell their kids how much they hate being moms. And we just need my husband and I have a huge goal in our lives to set an example for our children of how wonderful, how much we love being parents. I never say around my kids, I hate this, or, I tell them it's hard, but of promoting a lifestyle in our own homes of how much, and I hope my sons and my daughter are going to go out and have big families. I hope I have 40 grandkids in 20 years.
Yeah. The big question I think comes, obviously it's bad, but like the big question becomes, okay, with robots, okay, so the next generation after us is going to have robots doing most of the work that humans would normally do.
Maybe.
So do we need the same replacement rate that we had before?
I don't know.
I don't know. As a species, we live at this really crazy time where I honestly just don't know what the human race is going to look like 50 years from now. Like, are we going to be a minority on this planet to humanoid robots? There's a possibility that we will be in 50 years.
We talked about driving a few weeks ago. And I've thought a lot about that conversation, not teaching people how to drive. I think we lose some of our autonomy. We lose some of our humanity, not being self-determined and letting AI come in and take over. I hope it doesn't come.
But people are very willing to let that happen as long as it gives them more leisure. Well, you're not typical then. I think that most people would people give up anything for more leisure time. Like that's what they do. Or in Britain, they leisure. Is it leisure? How they say it? They say
leisure. I don't know. It's probably a French word. Leisure.
They say it in the weirdest way. Anyway, on that note, Mr. B, what do you have for us this week?
Well, Robin, I would like to know if you have ever cut your hair with an old steak knife and a rusty spoon like Greta Thunberg.
No, but I have definitely given myself my fair share of bad haircuts. There's a very famous family photo we have when I'm about 4. My parents, it was a day away from professional. There's 7 kids in my family, organizing all the pieces of a professional family photo shoot. And the day before, I took a pair of scissors to my bangs, and I had these little fringe bangs in the pictures. And my mom was just like,
do you have a copy of that photo?
Oh, I do. I absolutely.
Can you send it to me and I'll place it right here?
That is it. That is little fringe blonde bangs. I'm about 4 years old. It's like 1987. And my mom was just, my poor mom, 7 kids and getting them all in the same place at the same time. And then my little fringe hair. And I've cut my hair in various different, I'm a reformed self hair cutter. I don't do it anymore. Did
you ever use the Flowbee?
No, is that where it sucks it up and you cut it? I have not. And my kids won't let me touch their hair with scissors either. I've given my kids their fair share of butchered haircuts. So we all do professional cuts now.
All right, Dan, if you have any pictures of yourself with terrible haircuts, you can send them my way and I'll put them here. right here.
I do have pictures of myself with a terrible haircut from the 90s, but I don't have it available, I don't think. I don't know where it is. But it was really bad.
I can picture it now. Dan, what's the strangest job you ever had?
Oh, man. I've had a couple of random jobs. The strangest job that I had was probably when I worked over the summer as a sales rep for Bolthouse Farms.
Oh, like the salad dressing?
No, do they do salad dressings now? No, it's like they started out. So when I started, they had just started. So Bolthouse Farms they had all these extra carrots and they didn't know what to do with these carrots. And so they started a drink company based upon carrot juice, and they would mix carrots with everything. So it was like carrot apple,
blueberry,
carrot, whatever. And it was kind of gross at the beginning. And so like they had me driving around to all of these different Northeastern chains and like setting up, the demos or whatever. And I think I was 17. I didn't care about carrot juice.
I love this.
I was a carrot salesman. And it was gross. And I was like, I'm not pretending I like this. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not pretending I like this. I'll be like, you guys might like this. I don't like it. You guys can have whatever you want. I did a really bad job as a carrot salesman.
Because you told them.
Give us your pitch. You have 5 seconds to sell us a carrot. Go.
Have you ever wanted to torture yourself? Eat a carrot.
I love carrot juice. I love it.
No, I don't hate carrots. I like carrots when they're really unhealthy for you, like cooked in a bunch of butter and all that other stuff. But anyway, they ended up transitioning away from it. I was like, I gave them feedback at the end of the summer. They were like, what do you think we could do to improve our product? And I said, remove all the carrots.
Just make blueberry juice.
And they did. Like, so Bolthouse Farms now has carrot juice. They do have it, but they're just a drink. They have smoothies and all these other things. Like, the thing that Bolthouse Farms had that I loved, that I told them was the best, is their whatever you call them, bottles are really nice to hold. Like they fit in your hand really nicely.
They're square.
They're really high quality. They're not square. They're kind of like this I don't know, interesting shape. They squeeze nicely. I was like, you guys have nice tactile feeling bottles, and your carrots suck. And they embraced that, and now they're worth $1 billion. And I think it was mostly because of their 17-year-old intern.
Look at you, you mover and a shaker. That's
work.
impressive.
Thank you.
All right, Robin. If you had unlimited resources for one project, what would you create?
Oh, this is a great question. I would create my movie. I've been trying to write a movie for 15 years, and I have. I finished one treatment of a screenplay last year, but it's something that you need to lock yourself in a room and do for 4 months full time. To come in and out of the creative process in and out really quick is hard. So when you say resources, I'm thinking of just being able to clone myself and go somewhere, because I would need to literally not see my kids for the next 5 months. But that's a project I've been trying to. I've written TV pilots and a couple screenplay treatments. I've never written a full screenplay, but my dream in life is to produce something that gets made into a movie or a TV show. But the resources, you're probably thinking money. I'm just thinking time. And I don't have a lot of time, and I would love, but I also don't want to put my kids in daycare full time to go do something like this. So I literally want a clone of me. So this is what I need, is a clone of me that can go write my movie, and then Mimi can take care of my kids full time. So make that happen. My Christmas.
Dan, do we know anyone that could clone Robin? Like, you have a couple connections, right?
No, but in South Florida, people clone their dogs all the time.
Can the dog write my screen? Probably.
They do clone their dogs. That's what they do down here.
I think there's someone you know, and I know, Dan, that's done that.
What? Oh, yes, there is definitely.
It doesn't work because we had a dog die this year, and it's not the same dog. It's just the same genetics, but you'd have to raise it the exact same way.
I would fear that you would get a dog that looked the same, but was just terror or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then it would make you kind of resent the original dog a little bit.
Yeah, or the new dog.
Just get a new dog.
Get a new dog. We got a new dog when our old one died. Very different.
We should
dog.
start a segment where we show a dog video each week, because it makes you feel really good. I saw this really nice dog video. It's a sad golden retriever. I don't know if you guys have seen that on Instagram. It's really cute. Anyway, we should share a nice little dog video each week because we are dog people here.
Well, I want to know B's question for Dan. Dan, if you had unlimited resources, what project would you take on? Build a satire site?
Unlimited resources, like truly unlimited, like beyond
what
even what Elon has?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, okay. Yes.
That's really tough. I mean, I would definitely kind of do some of the stuff that Elon's doing. I would be interested in AI, and I would be interested in robotics, and I would be interested in autonomous driving, and I'd be interested in rockets. So any of those projects, kind of like what he's doing. If I had unlimited resources, I would try to do them even bigger and better than Elon. But
I thought you were going to say growing carrots on Mars.
Hey,
yeah, I want to bring Bolt House Farms to Mars.
Whole new untapped market.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I also I would maybe try to get a fleet of planes and learn how to fly all of them and just have fun. I don't know. If you have unlimited resources, it means you don't really have to work. So I would do fun things with my kids.
Yeah. I just want more time. That's all I want. I don't even need more money right now. I just want more time. It's just too many things to fit into a day, and so many of the important things don't get done, like my screenplay.
Anything else?
I'll save them for next week.
Okay, real quick before we're done, I'm going to go through just a couple of headlines because we didn't do that.
Oh, of course.
And we'll take a look at the forum this week and kind of see what's trending. We do have. I'm going to go to the publish tab first.
Oh, I love these. These are the ones that actually made it.
You can read them, Robin.
Okay, this is Howie Shear. Trump refuses to deny his death. Yep, we
did do that. It's a little different wording. Stubborn Trump refuses to admit he's dead.
Yeah. This is very Trumpian. I like it. Good job.
I'm going to put a Spock. Live long and prosper.
Perfect. Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan.
That's the best one.
This one, I think that was the last published one because I think this one was last week.
Yeah, I think
Liberals, what the heck? Go away. Liberals call for common sense prayer control. So let's look at featured.
Okay, so here we have Okay, Christ is risen, don't slow the earth. Portland City Council approves plan to burn the city down to prevent ICE from operating. It's very on brand for Portland. I like that one.
That one is 100% accurate.
That's great. All right, from El Mero Loco, brutal cold snap in South Texas as temps dip to the mid-90s. Okay. Yeah,
that's just kind of weather humor, you know?
Weather, a little
weather humor. Let's go to trending. Let's do 7 days. Let's look at what's trended the most over the last 7 days.
Oh.
That one is
it's
big.
The same one we just read. Okay. Kiergle, road crew fired for tipping off illegal immigrants.
Watch for ice on bridge.
Oh, that's a great, because you have to see the sign. Watch for ice on bridge.
Saxophone for that one.
Saxophone. From Slightly Desperate Housewife, from our dear SDH, subscribers on best behavior while community manager present. Oh, because they had a little meetup this week. Some of our subscribers went and had a meetup, and she's got the Studio Ghibli picture of it. I love that. I hope you all had fun. I'm sad I couldn't make it.
Luchador mask for that one. And this one was from last week. Newsom bans high capacity prayers from conservative prof. I think that was read.
That's great.
Read already. All right. Christ is risen.
Study shows 100% of people who promise God they will never sin again, sin again.
Unless you happen to do that just before you get struck by a meteor.
Whoop, whoop. Very good. Even still.
All right. Now let's do a couple feeling lucky ones.
Ooh.
These are the dangerous ones.
We had some good ones last week. We really did. Okay. From David Diebel, Democrats raise alarm as majority of DC murder victims now white lobbyists. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's good. It could be majority of DC murder victims now Democratic voters.
Yeah.
All right. From Abraham Lincoln, white girl says she can quit pumpkin spice anytime she wants. It's coming. Pumpkin spice season is a-coming.
I feel like that one, though, is a regurgitation of a joke that we already have a headline for that we publish every year. I think we publish that almost verbatim kind of joke every year. It's pumpkin spice. And then there's also, what's the other one that we do? I don't remember. Anyway, do it again. I'm feeling lucky. One more time.
Okay. Dagny Taggart. Caitlin Clark gets a technical for carrying knife and axe to protect herself on the court. Oh, little throwback to our friend.
Our little UK friend.
Our little UK friend. Can I read a pumpkin spice headline I wrote that I pitched to the writers group that no one liked and we are not going to publish, but I thought was brilliant?
Yes,
sure.
please.
Okay. It is hordes of white women flock to Arrakis after House Atreides discovers deposits of pumpkin spice.
Oh, I like it.
It's a little twist.
Sci-fi twist.
A little sci-fi twist. Since we're not going to publish it, I can read it.
It is good.
Yeah, that should be a new segment. Robin's unpublished
Rejected
pitches.
headlines. I post them on my Instagram feed sometimes, my private Instagram feed that I only let my friends see. But I will quite often, for a self-esteem boost, go post a whole bunch of my rejected headlines on Instagram.
That one, I feel like if you had been either 1 year earlier or 3 years earlier, it would have been.
Yeah. Dune is not exactly in the news right now, but it's always on my mind.
It's like certain franchises speak to a broad enough audience that we get away with it. You know, the Lord of the Rings ones always hit really good. You got to find, if you want Kyle to accept it, you got to find a way to relate it to Lord of the Rings or Legend of Zelda.
Or board games or Mario Kart or something like that. We know this. We are aware of this.
And on that note, pumpkin spice note, we will say goodbye for this week and hope that you guys join us again next week. Thank you for joining us on Beyond Parody. Subscribe.